Hi Venkat, this is Ashok.
Yeah, hi Ashok. Okay, so before we start the session, we'll have introduction. Okay, so my name is Venkat Rajam. Okay, I have been working in the IT industry from the last 9 years. Okay, and I worked on more data warehousing tools like Informatica Power Center, so MicroStrategy, SSIS, data stage, etc. And so from the last 2 years, I have been into this training environment. I mean, so I have been into this training and trained more than 300 trainees. Okay, and currently I'm working for an MNC company and I'm based out of Chennai. Okay, so this is about myself and yeah, so you can, so one by one introduce yourself, like what are you expecting from the training and what is your years of experience about that? Yeah, Ashok, yeah, go ahead, Ashok.
Hey, hi Venkat. My name is Ashok. Right now I'm working with IBM in Michigan, USA.
Okay.
So right now we have Informatica Power Center, but in future either we may migrate to data stage. So as of now I have like 6 months of experience in Informatica Power Center and all.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm expecting the real-time concepts that we are going to face in the real-time
Okay.
projects. So that's what I'm expecting, especially on Informatica Power Center tool and options, and as well as the Oracle database. So yeah, this is what about myself.
What is your total years of experience?
In the sense, yeah, I have like
I mean,
3 to 4
complete.
years of experience.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Bijendra. Can you hear me, Bijendra? Framin. Framin, you there? Naresh, you there? Hello. Bijendra, Naresh. Yeah, you. Okay, yeah. Naresh, can you call Framin and Bijendra because I think they are not responding. Just give them a call and ask them to respond. Yeah.
So Venkat, I have a small question.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So right now you're working with which client?
I am working for Heineken. Yeah.
Oh, Heineken. Okay, it's in German. Okay, okay. Poland, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not Heineken Holland. It's Heineken USA.
Oh, Heineken direct client. Means
Yeah.
you're working with any preferred vendor like TCS, Infosys, or
Yes, yes, I do. I do. Yeah.
okay.
I work for Cogni.
Oh, Cognizant, right? Actually, I got a full-time offer from Cognizant.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just
Okay. Bijendra, can you hear me? Framin?
so will you give any kind of job support, Venkat?
I do. I do. I do it.
Okay, actually, right now we are working with Ohio State. So the development part is regarding to the Informatica Power Center and all. The IBM had acquired the Truven Health. Actually, I'm working with Truven Health. So right now, this IBM is going to acquire, and it's going to migrate to data stage. So I don't know about the data stage and all. So I'd like to know whether you are very good with the data stage giving support.
We'll talk about that, Ashok. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So about the training part, it's like you can see here. This is the training content. Yeah. So this is the training content. Informatica 9.6.1. So this is the version which we are going to learn as a part of the training. And the training contains actually 3 modules. So one is Informatica developer track, another one is Informatica admin track, and you have something called as ETL testing. Okay. Now, and before this, we are going to learn about even the basic data warehousing concept. Means the data warehousing fundamentals is always important because most of the time, 80% Informatica Power Center is used in the data warehousing for building the data warehouse. Okay, and remaining 20% it is used in the data migration jobs, data migration, and because 80% of most of the time it is used in the data warehousing project. So we are going to understand like what is the fundamental of the data warehouse, like what is the data warehouse, what is the architecture, what is the different stages that we have within the different phases that we have within the architecture, or how do we design the tables in the data warehouse, what are the different types of tables we have, and what do we do to migrate the data into the data warehouse, so which is nothing but a ETL process. So you can so for the first 3 days, we are going to understand only about the fundamentals of the data warehouse. So once the fundamentals are done, we are going to land into Informatica Power Center. So this Informatica Power Center basically it contains 2 tracks. One is a developer track, as you can see that here, and another one is admin track, Informatica Power Center admin track. Okay. So when I say Informatica Power Center developer track, it's more about what Informatica developer will do. Okay, so basically there are 4 client tools are there for this repository manager, designer, workflow manager, and workflow monitor. So these are the client tools where predominantly a developer is going to work on them. Okay, so how do we create the ETLs within this within all these Power Center client tools, and what are the different types of tasks that we have, and we are going to learn Informatica Power Center with a project implementation. Okay, real-time project implementation, like how do we migrate the data from source to the target, into the data warehouse, what are the stages, different stages that we have, what are the underlying deep-rooted concept within Power Center. So all the core developer roles and responsibilities which we do in the real time will be covered as a part of the developer track. Okay. And you have the admin track is also there. So admin track is a completely different one. So this is something what you do as an administrator. Okay. So we have something called as Informatica Admin Console. Informatica Admin Console. So this is a web-based admin tool that we have, and this is the place where all the admin related activities will be done. Okay. So this is the admin track. And along with this, you have something called the ETL testing track is also there. So this is given as a complementary. So this will be like we are going to understand how do we test the ETLs for 2 sessions. Okay, like what are the different testing strategies that we have, like smoke testing, integration testing, system testing, functional testing, regression testing. What are the different types of testings we have? How do we test the ETLs using this testing concepts? We'll try to understand for 2 days, that's like 2 sessions. The ETL testing track will be taught. Okay, so you can enroll either for Informatica development or Informatica admin. So whatever it is, you will get ETL testing as a complementary. Okay, yeah, Ashok.
Yeah. So you're going to teach only Informatica development, right, Venkat? Or
Yes,
you're going to teach both?
Yeah, Informatica development as well as administration to some extent.
Okay.
administration to some extent. What a developer need to know, only that, only up to that extent we are going to cover. Okay. Right.
So how
So
many days
it's
you are
like
going
a
to cover?
basic administration. Yeah, that's what. It's like a basic administration which will cover like how do we perform the installation of the power center, how do we create the services, how do we create the users, what are the different security features we can add, right? How do we
Okay.
perform the upgradation, versioning, how to implement the versioning, right? Backup,
Okay.
restore. So these admin, basic admin, not no, I don't say it basic. It's moderate admin knowledge you need to know. Yeah.
Okay.
Along
So how
with
many
that,
days?
you'll have. So it's like 30 days, 30 training sessions, 30 sessions. So it will be more or less the same timing. Okay. So every day we'll have 1 hour session. It's like 7:30 a.m. IST, or it's like
Okay.
I think a 9 p.m. EST
Okay.
to 8:30 a.m. IST, or 10:30 p.m. EST. Okay, 9 to 10:30 p.m. Sorry, 9 to 10 p.m. EST, and yeah, so same, or 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. IST. Okay, so every day we have like a 1 hour session, and the classes will be from Monday EST to Friday EST, and sometimes we may have session even on the Sunday EST also. Sometimes we'll have it on Sunday also. Okay, and regarding the software installation and all, I'll be sending you the software of 9.6. Okay, both client and server, as well as Oracle database. So these softwares which I'm going to send you, and within the session itself, I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, and yeah, so I'll be sending you the software, and if you have any questions about the installation or any other questions, I'll give my phone number as well as my email ID. You can contact me anytime. Okay, so
Actually,
this
I
is
do.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, actually, I do have 9.0 version, Venkat. So I have installed in my computer with the VMware version, virtual machine.
Okay, okay.
So you're going to install the in the same scenario, right? Means like from virtual machine.
Not in the virtual machine, because virtual machine will be slow.
Okay.
So instead of virtual machine, we'll go for a direct installation.
Oh, direct installation in my laptop.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Means it's a trial version or full version.
No, it's not a trial version. It's a full version. It's a standard edition. You'll get it.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll deal with direct installation itself. It's not the VMware. So we can
Okay.
work on VMware, but it's pretty slow
Very
to
slow. Yeah.
work. Yeah. So that's the reason we are going to have a direct installation in your laptops. Okay.
So what
So
kind of
unless
configuration I should have?
so the configuration would be anything i3 plus, okay, with
Okay.
8 GB RAM.
So I have only 6 GB. So is that fine?
That should be fine. Yeah, recommended is 8 GB.
Okay.
If you have more than 4 GB, that should be fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is so within Windows. Okay, any Windows, either it is 7, 8, 10, any Windows, any XP. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So yeah. So this is about this is more about that. And so it's like, as I told you, it's like a 30 sessions we'll have it, and we are going to cover Informatica development part, administration, and detailed testing with a real-time project.
Oh, okay. You're going to teach real-time project also, right?
Yes, I mean it's a part of. It's actually a part of. I mean, while we're understanding how the Informatica Power Center works, we are going to deal with the project also. So both will go simultaneously.
Okay. Actually, I know how to drag the source data and to load into the data, but I don't know how to write the SQL queries, Venkat, means according to the client requirement. Suppose if I want the date into month, year, date, right? So day before yesterday, I got the requirement from the client that I need to use the century and year. I mean, suppose right now we are in 21st century, so 2016, but I need to get the data in the form of date in the form of 2021-16. Means I need to add 100 years from the current year.
Mhm.
So I researched a lot, but I could not find how to convert. Then I just asked my lead, so he had given me some different kinds of scenarios so that I could solve it. So I'm pretty much not confident on SQL queries and writing the SQL queries.
Okay, so basically the prerequisite for attending any data warehousing tool, it's not with only Informatica Power Center, whether it is data stage or MicroStrategy or any reporting tool, it is the prerequisite is SQL. You should have strong knowledge on SQL.
Okay.
Strong knowledge on SQL. Anything with you require good knowledge on Unix commands.
Okay.
And scripting. So this is the prerequisite for attending the course. Okay, so you need to have good knowledge on SQL. So along with this, as a part of the training, we are going to give you all the Informatica material, which means you have like 32 lab sessions are there. Okay, more than 30 lab sessions are there, and we'll provide you the Informatica, interview questions, Unix interview questions, SQL interview questions. So, and you can brush up your knowledge on Oracle also. So we have, so we have all the Oracle queries here. So any topic you take here, so whether it is subqueries, pseudo columns, or set operators, views, indexes, functions. So you can see every function in a detailed way. It is analyzed here. Okay, so we can just practice this. I'll give you the script of the table, so you can practice this by using this SQL spools. Okay, and the people who are not people who do not have much acquaintance with the SQL, so Big Classes is going to provide you the free SQL videos.
Okay.
Free SQL videos will be provided.
Okay.
Okay, free SQL videos will be provided, and so as I told you, you can refer to this SQL videos and refer to the SQL material which I'm going to give you. So you'll have strong knowledge on Oracle database. Okay, and along with this, I'm going to give you even the Teradata material also. So this is also one of the most important database. Okay, mostly the database for the data warehouse. All right.
Okay.
So this is more about what you get out of training and different materials we have. And I'm going to give even the, Unix VMware also for practicing the Unix commands and scripting. You can use this for Unix VMware. Okay, you can just download it. So all this material will be provided to you once the formalities are finished and you are enrolled in the course. So yeah, so we can start with that. Yeah.
Unix, we can use PuTTY, right?
It's not PuTTY. You can say it's a Unix VMware we are going to provide you. So you can directly log in into that VMware and start practicing it. Yeah.
Okay. So for
if you want
PuTTY,
to install,
for PuTTY we need to have the server, right?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. So if you want to install Informatica Power Center into that, yeah, it's up to you. You can do that also. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this is more about what the training gives you and the prerequisite. And as I told you, for the first 3 days, we are going to have the data warehousing fundamentals, which is boring, of course. Once the Informatica Power Center track starts, then it will be quite interesting, as we are going to have the practical sessions only within that after the 3 days. But for the first 3 days, we are going to have only the data warehousing fundamental topics. Okay, so we'll deal with like how the Informatica Power Center came into picture and what are the differences between Informatica Power Center and other ETL tools that we have in the market. Okay, now, so basically for any business, for any organization or any business, data plays a major role. Data plays a major role. So what is the purpose of data? Anyone? What is the purpose of data?
The data is used for the decision making for the clients.
Exactly. So it is nothing but we can perform the business analysis. We can basically perform the business analysis. So how does the data is stored? So basically when you go with any of the real-time case, so let's say you have a banking application is there, okay, and you want to send some amount to your friend. Then what do? You just log in into the banking application, or you can let's say you have SBI as a bank, so I'll be logging into the SBI portal with my username and the password and login. What you do? You just add the beneficiary, add the account which you want to send the amount, right? And so just add the amount and submit. Okay, so whenever you perform any kind of transaction like this, so this data will not be handled by the application that you have it here. Means these applications which are present here, they can be created by any of the programming languages. Like you have Java is a programming language, .NET, or it could be PHP, or it could be yes, D2K forms. It could be literally by any of the programming language that we have it, right? So these programming languages are just the interfaces that we have where they cannot hold the data. So for holding the data of any business, we require something called the database. So what do you mean by database? Database is nothing but it's a software package which is used to store the data in the form of tables. So within the database we have tables. We can create the tables, okay, and these tables will hold the data. So these databases are multiple types, means I mean they are from different vendors, like Oracle is a database, SQL Server, we have DB2, Teradata, Informix, right? So Sybase, so these are all the different databases from different vendors, and these databases will hold the data. So once the data is stored into the tables of the database, what do? We are going to use the data for the data analysis. Okay. Now, how do we query the data here? So there is a standard language here for communicating with any of the database, which is called as a SQL language. So this SQL language is nothing but structured query language. Okay, structured query language, where you have multiple commands are there, like you have the insert command, update command, commit, rollback, alt, modify, right? Truncate, delete. So these are all the different types of commands that we have, where they are the part of the SQL language. You can use them in order to communicate with the database. Okay, so these applications which are there, they will standardize the business. Means these applications are the backbones of any business because they hold the operational transactions of the customers. So these applications which will hold as a backbone of the companies, they are called as a OLTP applications. So OLTP is nothing but online transactional processing system. Online transactional processing systems. So these applications are called as OLTP applications, and these are basically helpful for holding the transactional data of the business, right? So they are always available, means as we are the users of the business, we always have 24 by access to the company, I mean to this OLTP applications, right? And you have large number of users are there, so large volumes of transactions will be done. large volumes of transactions, and it contains the current data, right? And it contains the data up to 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months of storage will be there here. Okay, so for example, what are the examples of this OLTP application? You have OLTP applications everywhere. So when you talk about the railways application, when you talk about the railways application or airline application, right, or any kind of e-commerce applications like Flipkart, right, or eBay, Amazon. So these are all the different OLTP applications that we have, right? Along with that, if you take any ATM withdrawal center, so this is also, yes, example of OLTP applications. These are all the examples of OLTP application. Means what do we do? As we are the customers of these centers, we perform transactions. We perform lot of transactions. What is meant by transaction? A transaction is nothing but it is a set of DML operation. Means when you book a airline ticket, it's a transaction. When you send the amount, it's a transaction. When you withdraw, it's a transaction. Okay, so some of the ATMs are providing even deposits also. It's a transaction. Okay, when you book a product in Flipkart, Amazon or eBay, it is nothing but a transaction. So whenever you're performing any transaction, it is nothing but you're adding the data to the system. You're adding the data to the system. Okay, so let's assume you have different OLTP systems are there. Okay, and one OLTP system is carrying out all the core banking transactions. Okay, all the core banking transactions are stored here. Core banking transactions like debiting and crediting the amount, right? So let's assume this is there on SAP. Okay, you have all the insurance transactions were done on mainframes. Let's assume, right? And all the credit card transactions, okay, let's say they are stored in the Oracle database. Okay, all the core banking transactions are stored here, all the insurance transactions are stored here, and all the credit card transactions are basically stored within this system. Okay, so these are all the OLTP systems that we have. These are all the OLTP systems that we have, which will hold the operational transactions of the State Bank of India, or let's say whatever bank it is. Okay, now as we understood the difficulties with the OLTP systems, like if you want to analyze your business, if you want to make some strategic decisions upon your business, we cannot take it on the OLTP systems because these OLTP systems are useful for storing the operational transactions of the data, and you cannot take the yearly, so because it contains the data only from 3 to 6 months, you cannot build the yearly report by comparing the yearly data, right? And it contains, the data is not standardized here. So you have different types of formats are present here within this OLTP. So because of all these disadvantages that we have, what we are going to do is that we are going to build a standard database, which is called as a data warehouse. So what is meant by data warehouse? A data warehouse is nothing but it is a theory or it is a process. It's a theory or a process which is useful for business analysis. Right? So the data warehouse is nothing but it's a theory or a process which is basically useful for business analysis. So this data warehouse is a process. It's not it is not a programming language or it's not a technology. It's a process which is built on a database. So you can build the data warehouse on any database. It could be on Oracle. You can build it on Oracle. You can build it on Sybase. You can build it on DB2. Yes, you can build the data warehouse on Teradata. So you can literally build the data warehouse on any database that you have in the world. Okay, so this data warehouse is nothing but a process that is useful for the business analysis, which can be built on any database that you have in the current market. Right? Now, whatever the operational transactions that were done by the users of the business, what we do is that we are going to read the data from these OLTP systems, which is called as extraction. Okay, we transform them into the business required format, which is called as transformation, and we load them into the tables of the data warehouse. So this is called as ETL process. Okay, so ETL process is nothing but it is the process of reading the data from the source systems, transforming the data into the required business format, and loading the data into the tables of the data warehouse. As I told you, a data warehouse is something built on a database. Okay, and the data here is stored in the form of tables. Okay, now every transaction every end of the day will be loaded into the data warehouse by using this ETL process. Right, so this ETL process is something that can be done by using the ETL tools. Okay, so when I say ETL tool, it's like you have different tools like Informatica Power Center. You have DataStage is another ETL tool. Oracle Data Integrator. So you have Pentaho, right? And you have, you can do it by using PLSQL. You have something called as Talent, yes, and yeah. So these are all the different ETL tools that you have in the market from different vendors. So Informatica Power Center is from Informatica Corporation. DataStage is from IBM. ODI is from Oracle Corporation. So Pentaho is from a different company. PLSQL from Oracle. Talent is also from Talent, and SSIS is from Microsoft. So these are all the different ETL tools that we have in the market, where we can use any of the ETL tool in order to create this ETL process. So out of all the other ETL tools that we have in the market, Informatica Power Center is the most flexible tool and very popular in the market. Why it is very popular in the market is that whatever source data it is, I mean wherever your source data could lie, means it could lie on any of the legacy system, it could lie on any of the database, your data could be there in any of the file system, your data could be there in any of the big data application. Informatica Power Center can read the data from any kind of source system, and at the same time it can load the data into any kind of target system. It's very flexible. It is very flexible to use and very flexible to learn and work. So that's the reason most of the projects, like 80% of the data warehousing projects are used on, used by using Informatica Power Center, and it has a very good highest success go-live rate. Right? So using Informatica Power Center, we can create the ETL process, add the ETL developers. As the ETL developers, you can build it and you can load the data into the data warehouse. So once the data is loaded into the data warehouse, what we can do is that we can start making the decision-making process by performing the reporting. So we have something called as a reporting area here. So this reporting area is nothing but BI area, or you can say BI layer. So within this BI layer, you have some set of reporting tools are there, or you can say BA tools are there. So these BA tools are like you have Cognos is a BA tool, you have SAP Business Objects, you have MicroStrategy, Tableau, etc. So these are all the different BA tools that we have in the market. So these BA tools, what they do is that they will present the data in the form of reports. They present the data in the form of report. So what do you mean by report? So report is nothing but, report is basically nothing but, it's a graphical representation of the data. So you can present the data in a tabular format, you can present the data in a pie chart or a bar diagram. So you can have the different representations of the data. You can build the reports or dashboards by retrieving the data from the data warehouse. By retrieving the data or by selecting the data from the data warehouse. So once the data is selected from the data warehouse, yes, once the reports are created, these reports will be used by the business users of the company. Means you have the different types of business users are there. So sales business users will be concentrating on the sales report, finance business users will be concentrating on the finance report. So these reports will be accessed by the business users of the company, and they'll analyze how the business is running. So whether the business is going into the loss zone or the profit zone, in which region more credit cards are sold, in which region you have more number of accounts are there, right? So what is the best insurance policy? Who are the profitable customers? So these kind of business analysis you can do by querying the data from the data warehouse. Okay, so this data warehouse will contain the yearly data. I mean, it contains historical data. It contains historical data. So when I say historical data, what does it mean? It means, let's say, if we have started implementing the data warehouse for SBA in the year 1995, so it will contain 1995 data, 96 data, 97 data, up to 2016, the data will be there. So you have the yearly data is present. So when you have the yearly data, you can access the data from any time period. At the same time, you can compare your business with the different time periods. So it has the time variant data within the data warehouse. Okay, it has the time variant data. At the same time, it contains the integrated data. When I say integrated data, what does it mean? So integrated data is nothing but, you can see you have the data in SAP, you have the data in mainframes, you have the data in Oracle. At the same time, sometimes you might have the data in the flat files. Some third-party vendor is sending you the data in the form of flat files. Right? So you can see here the data has been integrated from different systems into the single data warehouse. So this is what you call it as a integrated data. So the data warehouse contains the time variant data, integrated data, and it contains even the subject oriented data. So when I say subject oriented data, what does it mean? So subject orientation is nothing but, within the organization, you will have different subject areas. Like you have the sales subject area, finance, marketing, shipments, VAP, HR, inventories, supply chain. These are all the different subject areas, or you can call them as different departments in the company. Right? So within the data warehouse, the data is categorized according to the subject areas. Means all the sales data will be stored in the sales tables, all the finance data is stored in the finance tables, all the inventories data is stored in the inventories table. So the data is categorized according to the subject area within the data warehouse. Right? So these are all the different properties of the data warehouse that we have, which will help the business for the analysis. So how do we load the data into this? It is by using the ETL tools. By building the ETL processes within the ETL tools, we are going to perform the loading process into the data warehouse for the purpose of reporting. Okay, yes. So when I say ETL process, this ETL process is nothing but a mapping. It's called as a mapping in Informatica Power Center. So this name will be different from each ETL tool. Within the data stage, you call it with a different name. Within ODA, it's a different name. Pentaho, it's a different name. Yes, Talent, it's a different name. SSIS, it's a different name. But in Informatica Power Center, this ETL process is called as a mapping. So where does this ETL process called as mappings are built? So these are basically built within Informatica Power Center within 4 different client tools. 4 different client tools are there. 4 different client tools are there, which will help us for building the ETL process. What are the 4 different client tools? It's like a Power Center repository manager. Okay, Power Center designer, Power Center workflow manager, and Power Center workflow monitor. So these are all the different client tools. So 4 different client tools are there, where the Informatica developer is going to predominantly work in these 4 client tools. You can see them here on the down. We have all the 4 client tools are present here. So we have the repository manager is there. Okay, so this is what you call it as a designer. So within this designer, you can see you are going to design the ETL process called as mappings. So you can see mappings can be created here. Okay, and you have the repository manager is there, where you can create different folders here. So where within the folders you can create the mappings. Okay, so designer is there here. So this is the place where you design the mappings, and for every mapping you're going to create something called as a sessions and the workflows, and those sessions and the workflows along with that there are different tasks are there. So each task will be explained here. What is the real-time case of each task, and these tasks are also can be created within the workflow manager. And you have something called the workflow monitor here. So this is the workflow monitor is nothing but, so this is the place where you can monitor how your jobs are running. Means when you're working in a support project, you're going to come into this place called the workflow monitor, Power Center workflow monitor, for monitoring how the jobs are running, how the workflow is running, how the session is running, how many records are extracted, how many records are loaded, and what is the log information, and how the logs can be retrieved. Is there any errors within this log information or not? So what is the reason for the failure? So if you have any failure messages here, right? So whether it is a database issue or the Informatica issue or a network issue. So these are all the different types of things so we can analyze by using the workflow monitor window. So the name itself says workflow monitor. You can monitor the ETLs how they are running here. So if the ETL is successfully finished, it means that the data from the source is extracted, transformed successfully, and it is loaded successfully into the target. Okay, so these are all the 4 client tools that we have. All these 4 client tools, we are going to use it going forward for the purpose of creating the ETLs. Okay, and at the same time there is another role here, as I told you, like you have another tool called as the admin console. So this admin console is a place where your Informatica admin is going to work. So there are 2 job roles out there. One is Informatica developer, another one is Informatica admin. So Informatica admin will be working on the admin console. This admin console is a web-based client tool. What is that? It's a web-based client tool, or you can call it as web-based admin tool. So using this admin console, you can administer all the tasks in the Power Center. See, when I click on admin console here, so where is that admin console? This is what you call it as admin console, Informatica administrator. So when you click on that, it will make use of any of the browsers that you have. Means you can open that admin console by using Internet Explorer or Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome. Any of the thin client, any of the web browser, you can use it for the purpose of opening this. And once you log in into this place, yes, you can start, performing the admin related activities. So when I say admin related activities, it's nothing but we have all the roles and responsibilities somewhere over here. So I'll be sharing you that. Yeah. So you can see the roles and responsibilities here. Okay. So Informatica developer responsibilities are, these are all the Informatica developer responsibilities, and you can see the Informatica admin responsibilities here. Okay, installation, configuration, managing the environments. If you have a high availability license, you can do that. If you have the grid license, you can do that. And most importantly, the migration, okay, and automation of the workflows, automation of the jobs, performance tuning, okay, and supporting multiple environments, scheduling the tasks, migration. So these are all the different, responsibilities and the roles of the Informatica admin. So all these tasks mostly will be done within this tool. Okay, so you can see here, these are all the services you can create, okay, within this tool, and you have the security features are also enabled. You can create some users here, either it is a Power Center user or the domain user, or so data quality user, whatever the users are there. So you can create that particular users here. So thereby you can manage the different activities within this administrator. I mean different activities as an administrator. Okay, so you can perform the migration. Migration is something that can be done within the client tool called as repository manager. Okay, I mean these are all it's too early to understand, but so these are all the higher level like what you're going to do as a part of admin as well as a developer. Okay, so developer will work on the 4 client tools, Informatica administrator will work on the admin console, and ETL testing is something that will be done on any of the database client tool, like it could be SQL developer, or it could be a PLSQL developer, or a Toad, right? Okay, so ETL tester will be working on these tools, any of the one of the tools. So ETL testing is nothing but testing the data that is provided by the ETL. Okay, by using different strategies, like different methodologies are there: smoke testing, different types, smoke testing, functional testing, regression testing, right? Performance testing. So these are all the different types of testing that we have, where as a ETL tester you're going to perform. Okay, so yeah, so that is more about how we have the demo.
So
Yes.
you're going to explain about the project deployment, Venkat? Means how to deploy
Yes.
the project.
Yes, yes, of course, yeah.
Because generally those kind of stuff will be done by my lead. So I used to develop, and that's what we are talking.
Yes, yes.
So I would like to know about the deep understanding with the project and techniques. Like first main thing is about the SQL queries and the project deployment, and
Yeah.
some Informatica admin options, and some different kinds of command tasks, email tasks. So that will be done by my lead itself.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I would like to
See,
learn.
SQL queries in the sense, most, as I told you, right? So you can learn SQL, you have to, I mean, so this training will be more about only the Informatica Power Center. Okay, so SQL you have to learn by yourself, you have to get adequate with that. And if you have any question with any SQL query or something, I'll be there to help you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you how can you use the SQL statements within Informatica Power Center. How do you write them? So I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Okay.
Generally, I know how to do it, but writing the SQL queries is somewhat it's a little bit tough. Even if I search in internet also, I could get only 50%. So the other remaining 50%, I need to think, and I need to.
Yeah, that's what. So for that purpose itself, we are giving the free SQL material and videos. So as long as you're good with all these queries when you practice it, that will be more than enough. Okay, you'll become expert. Yeah.
Okay. So you're going
So
to
it's
give
be
the
patiently
scenarios.
practice all this. Yeah. Yeah, of course, of course. The scenarios will be also be given as a part of this.
Okay. So
Yeah.
actually, what my request is, if the class is in the morning, so it would be fine. It's in my timing. So is that possible for you?
So any questions with respect to timing, you can speak with your training coordinator. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. So any questions, Divakar, Vijay, Pratima? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just a second. Actually, I just want to know whether Informatica Power Center can be installed in Mac OS.
Mac, no. So it can be done in either Solaris or Linux or Windows, not in Mac. So if you have the Mac system, we will provide you the VMware.
Okay, okay.
So you can practice within that VMware itself, yeah.
Okay, it's also for lifetime, or
Yeah, it's a lifetime access. You have the lifetime access to that, yeah.
Okay, okay. If it's Windows, you can just install it in my own system, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
If it is Windows, I'll give you the software and I'll show you I'll demonstrate the installation process.
Okay.
In case of any queries within that, I'm there to help you.
Okay. You will also be letting us know about the ETL testing?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Right. Any other questions, Divakar?
No, Venkat. When would we start if we are to start? When is the
So
next,
it will,
the first session to start?
the regular sessions will be starting from tomorrow, but Informatica Power Center will be started after 2 days. So tomorrow it will be like the architecture of the data warehouse, and day after tomorrow it will be like a data modeling, and Informatica Power Center will be started after that. Yeah.
How much space would I need for the database and
Not
Informatica
much.
Power
Not
Center?
much. It's more like less than 4 GB, less than 3 GB. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, right. So you would be providing us the from where to download all those, right?
Everything. So the scripting,
Yeah.
the data, softwares, everything will be provided by me. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, Venkat, thank you.
Yeah. Fremin, can you hear me, man? Fremin? Okay, looks like he's not able to speak. All right, guys. So that is it for today. So tomorrow, I mean, another last time I'm saying, so if we have any issues or concerns regarding the training timing, speak with your training coordinator who who coordinated with you, right? So that's all about today. We'll meet in the next class tomorrow at the same time, right? Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Venkat. Bye.
Thanks. Thank you.